I just let an AI read 4 years of my social media and predict the next 10 years of my life. And no, it did not say I will be rich, famous, or turn on a yacht somewhere. Frankly, it didn't even give me apps. It said something way more annoying, that I will probably keep doing exactly what I am already doing, which honestly felt like getting roasted by a spreadsheet with way too much confidence. Here's how this chaotic experiment started. I was scrolling through old posts at 1 a.m., the way you do, laughing at past me's questionable opinions. Past me really committed to some takes. Bold, confident, almost entirely wrong. And somewhere between an old gym selfie and a tweet I will be taking to my grave, I had a thought. What if there's an actual pattern hiding in all this digital nonsense? Real, traceable, slightly terrifying data-shaped nonsense. So I decided to find out by handing my entire online history to an AI and asking it to play fortune teller. Just me, a chatbot, and 4 years of evidence I apparently volunteered myself. What happened next was part fascinating, part oddly unsettling, and occasionally just deeply embarrassing. Step 1. I exported everything. Every post, every caption, every weirdly specific late-night thought. Years of an accidental digital journal I never meant to actually keep. Step 2. I fed all of it into an AI and gave it exactly one job: find the patterns hiding underneath the noise, and then stretch them 10 years forward. Basically asking it to do my taxes, but for my entire personality. Not just what I post about, but how I actually think, what I avoid, what I keep circling back to like a raccoon to the same trash can. Honestly, I expected it to roast my coffee addiction and call it a day. But the AI noticed something else completely. It noticed that every single time I get close to finish something big, I post less. Like clockwork. Every project. Every single time. Apparently, I don't ghost people, I ghost my own goals. I did not ask for that level of self-awareness from a chatbot. But it kept going. Because apparently, I would ask for the full pattern, not the pollard version. Next, it mapped out 3 areas: career, relationships, and something it labeled creative momentum, which sounds like a spinning class, but it's actually just another way of saying critter. Career-wise, it said I would grow slowly but steadily, as long as I stopped quietly getting in my own way. Relationship-wise, it picked up on something I would never actually say it out loud, which feels like a privacy violation I basically signed up for. A pattern of getting close to people, then quietly backing off right before things got real. It wasn't reading my mind, it was reading my behavior. Years of tiny clues I didn't even know I was leaving behind. Turns out I have been writing my own romance plot twist this whole time. And then there was a creative momentum prediction, which hit harder than I expected. It said I start ambitious projects with huge energy, then quietly let them fade once the excitement wears off. I wanted to argue. I could not. I had 3 half-finished projects staring back at me. And here's the twist nobody warns you about with this kind of experiment. The AI wasn't actually predicting my future. It was just describing my past, dressed up in a confident forecast. Basically a fortune teller with really good Wi-Fi. Which means the scariest part wasn't the prediction itself. It was realizing I already knew all of this. I'd just never said it out loud. Once I saw the pattern, written out in plain black and white, I actually changed it. I finished the project I'd been quietly avoiding for 6 months. Not because an AI scared me straight, but because it finally made a hidden pattern visible. I also had an actual, slightly awkward conversation I'd been putting off for way too long. Turns out later, it's not in fact a real plan. That was also a strong boost for an idea which has been circling in my head for 3 months. And I finally got it published last week. The link's in the description. If you're interested, check it out. That's the real power here. Not prediction, reflection. An AI can't tell your future, but it can absolutely hold up a mirror you have been avoiding. And once you can see the pattern clearly, it stops running your life on autopilot. Honestly, I am probably already plotting my next slightly questionable life experiment, which is either going to be brilliant or deeply regrettable. Either way, you will be the first to know. Because apparently I enjoy emotionally interrogating myself on camera now. For free, on purpose. See you in the next one.